stories. There is power in your story, power that can positively impact another person in ways you may never know. At Inspired Woman, the stories people share help change lives every day. I'm Marcy Narum, and this is Inspired Woman Conversations. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me on this lovely Tuesday afternoon, April 28th. The sun is shining here in Mandan, North Dakota, and the Robinson family, the robins that are building their nest, have settled in the tree right outside my office window, and they are looking very happy and content there. I hope you're doing well. I want to invite you to join this conversation on Facebook. If you've got some questions, if you would like to ask our guest today a question, comment, if you have an idea, please join the conversation. I want to just remind you that Inspired Woman's mission is to celebrate, encourage, empower, educate, entertain, and connect women. And that's what this is all about. I'm going to share with you some words of wisdom. This will be something new that I will do each day during the show. The bad news is time flies. The good news is you're the pilot. Interestingly, this comes from words from a man, but we're inspired by men too, ladies, right? So I think that lately time has not been flying. It's been feeling very stalled in a way, but we are still the pilot, regardless of whether time is flying or it feels like it's taking forever. I want to also remind you that the Inspired Woman Scholarship is available. The application deadline is coming up very soon, so please visit the Inspired Woman website. You can find the application there, and would love to, it just has to be postmarked by or received by May 1st. So would love to hear from you on that. And one more thing to show you is this is a heads up, okay? May is for mothers. We're going to celebrate with you. I'm going to ask you to submit a photo of a mother who inspires you. Now, the details are still kind of coming together on this, but we'll be posting 2 photos each day during the month of May. And then on June 1st, we're going to draw from all of those submissions, and one winner is going to get a package of wonderful gifts from, so far, these 2 sponsors, Dutch Mill Florist and Rachel Neva Photography. The entry fee is $30. It's going to be first come, first serve. So only 62 submissions. That's 2 photos a day for 31 days in the month of May. So this is a heads up. The shopping cart has not been set up yet on the website, but that's where you will enter your photos and your comments about this person, this mom who inspires you. Maybe it's your sister or your aunt or your grandma, whoever it might be, maybe your godmother. So just be watching for that. More details coming soon, hopefully maybe even today. So now we get to meet our guest. Brenda Foster is the chair, president, and CEO of First Western Bank and Trust in Minot. And she's also a board member for the board of directors for the Minneapolis Federal Reserve Board. And I'm just so happy to have Brenda join us today and tell us more about what she does. And Brenda, I'm going to try to get you on here. Oh, I know what I need to do. There we go. I always forget I've got to hide that one. Hi.
Hi, Marcy.
Welcome to Inspired Woman Conversations, and you're in Minot.
Yes, I am in Minot today. And although we have locations in other communities, I am based in Minot, and it's a nice sunny day here too. And the birds are chirping here too. They're busy.
We had a rain shower earlier, so it was kind of nice to have that as well. It was pretty hard rain.
Oh, good.
We'll help the tulips come up. I can see those are popping out of the ground. Well, tell us just a little bit about yourself. Are you a North Dakota girl?
I am a North Dakota girl. I was born here in Minot and graduated from Minot High School and Minot State University. So I am a North Dakota native and proud to be part of North Dakota, even though we're facing some challenges right now, it's great to be part of North Dakota and doing what we can to make this a great state.
Well, I'm curious to ask you this question. In the word inspire means to excite, encourage, or to breathe life into. So can you tell us about a time that somebody or something inspired you, and what happened, and how did you take action on that?
Sure, and I might take a little different approach to that, but I guess my inspiration has always been my parents. And as I grew up and watching the two of them, very special people, and I suppose I'm a little biased to that, but they always worked very hard. They believed and respected people. They were always willing to help out where and when needed. And they were always grateful for family, friends, their jobs, faith, and the community. So I really have always approached life, my career, my family, based on what they taught me. And I think that's so important. You know, being a good member of society is to be able to give back, to respect people, to work as a team, because then you create and make some great things happen.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. Well, did that inspire you to go into the banking industry, or how did that all happen?
It did to a certain extent, because being part of the banking industry, I can't think of a career that you could be part of and meet so many different great people, learn about them personally and professionally, and learn about their business, what their goals are. And so I actually started in the banking field when I was a junior in high school. I might be giving away a little bit too much about my age, but I've been part of this particular bank for 39 years. So the first part of April, I celebrated my 39th anniversary. And I tell you, when I say that out loud, it seems a little surreal, because it does not seem like it's been 39 years in the banking industry. But I've certainly seen banking change from when I started my career. We had not one computer in our operation, to where we are today and able to do so many things electronically. So it's really been a fun career to have. Being able to be part of such a great team, we're always looking for how can we give back to the communities that we serve. And that's been a big part of the First Western mission, is giving back with your time, your talents, and financially. So I've been really proud to be able to do that as part of my career as well. And I guess that kind of goes back to my parents being my inspiration and being able to help people and give back. And it really makes you feel good at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Wow. Can you imagine being in a pandemic back when you didn't have computers?
No, I can't. I'm not exactly sure what that would look like, but it would be a lot more difficult than what we've endured to this point. So I'm happy that we've moved forward with technology so that we're able to continue to help our customers during this challenging time.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about that. What have you been doing to stay in touch with your customers and reassure them and give them some confidence during this time?
Sure. So first, we started out by making sure our customers knew that the banking industry remains strong. If they have questions, we encourage them to call us. We've been reaching out to our customers. We're proud of the fact that we're partners with our customers through the good times and the challenging times. So early on, we offered our consumer and business customers the option of payment deferrals on their loans, as well as credit card skip a payment options. And we're continuing to work with our business customers through the Paycheck Protection Program, as well as monitoring any other programs that the great state of North Dakota comes out with, so that we're learning what the programs are about and how we can continue to assist our customers. And as we've worked through the payment protection program, we have helped businesses retain approximately 8,000 jobs through that program. So we're very proud of how hard our employees have worked in order to continue to assist our customers. And early on, we did close our lobbies and we went through to a drive-through only, but we do take appointments with customers that still want to come into the bank. Probably one of our new challenges and new normals is how often we sanitize the bank. You know, we have gone to sanitizing all of our locations 3 times a day and in the evening. And so if somebody does want to come in and visit with one of our employees, we have a sanitizing station as they come in the door. And then we, once we've transacted the business, we do go and sanitize the areas that we have utilized when we have customers in the bank in order to keep both our customers and our employees safe.
Do you think that's going to be part of the new norm?
I do think it will, because as we're hearing, you know, this fall, we may see a resurge of some of this virus, and just on a regular basis, we know how we have different things that happen during the winter as far as colds and flus. And so I think the sanitizing stations will remain intact going forward.
Sure. Well, I mentioned in my notes to you that I don't usually like to ask, you know, as a woman, are you in a male-dominated field? But I am curious about that. If, you know, being a bank president, CEO, and chair of a North Dakota-based bank, are you in the minority in that field?
I would say the answer to that question is yes. Predominantly, this field is male-dominated, although we have been experiencing some change in the last several years. But, you know, as I entered the banking arena, I really was very honored to receive significant support from and encouragement from my male counterparts. And I have several peers and mentors, both male and female, in the banking industry that are just wonderful resources. So I feel very fortunate to have the support of both my male and female counterparts in the past, currently, and I look for that to continue in the future.
Okay. Well, I have to get to the Federal Reserve Board position.
Sure.
It feels a little bit over my head. I'm just going to say that when I hear Federal Reserve Board, it's like, I don't really know what they do. So I'm going to let you talk about that and explain. I mean, especially right now, we hear about interest rates and, you know, especially helping at a time like this. But explain how you were elected to this Federal Reserve Board, the Minneapolis Federal Reserve Board, and what your responsibilities are.
Absolutely. I'm just so honored to be able to serve in this capacity. As one of 3 banker directors, I was nominated and elected by the member banks of the 9th District Federal Reserve. And 2 of our main responsibilities as reserve directors, similar to any corporate board of directors, the reserve directors are responsible for the oversight for the organization. We approve budgets and review and approve strategies related to risk. We also appoint officers, and although I represent bankers, I'm not involved in appointing the president, the vice president, or any officers involved in supervising the banking industry. And one of the second key responsibilities that's unique to the Federal Reserve System is the reserve directors share our perspective on the economy. And a good portion of every meeting is spent on go-around questions. And what we do is we report on what we are seeing in our businesses and in our communities and hearing from our professional network. So President Kashkari of the Minneapolis Federal Reserve then takes this real-time information, we're kind of the boots on the ground information, to meetings of the Federal Open Market Committee in Washington, D.C. So it is very important that we keep our ears to the ground and that we bring this information so that good decisions can continue to be made. So the board of directors is made up of 9 directors who represent a wide variety of industry and communities in the 9th District. And the 9th District Federal Reserve extends from the Upper Peninsula in Michigan to Montana, including North Dakota. So I bring the banker perspective, but more importantly, I bring perspectives regarding economic conditions of the people of Minot and the broader North Dakota area. The Reserve Board of Directors, we vote at each board meeting to establish the discount rate. And that's usually of interest, especially in a time like we're in right now. And that's subject to review and determination by the Board of Governors. This is the rate at which the reserve banks lend to their bank customers, which in turn tends to serve as a bit of a barometer in our industry, which we then set our own rates for loans to our customers, such as mortgages, car loans, and business loans. But that's kind of our barometer that we use. It's really a great time, a very interesting time to be part of the Federal Reserve Bank. Even in my short time on the board, I've experienced and been so impressed with how the Federal Reserve's policymakers and other staff have been working hard and very creative to help our economy remain strong and stable in these extraordinary times. The Fed has introduced a number of new lending facilities and other programs that have been provided and needed for assistance for our economy. So that kind of gives you a little bit of a background, Marcy. I'm not sure if you wanted some additional information, but it's been extremely enjoyable, very interesting, and I'm just so proud to be representing North Dakota on that board.
How long will you serve?
My term is a 3-year term, and it started in January of this year.
Okay. Is there a little more pressure, more demand for meeting during a time like this? And decisions to be made?
Sure. We have had a couple special meetings, and really it's to gauge what is happening in each different area that the 9th District represents. And so I'm always paying attention to what's happening, in the communities that we serve, so that I have the information that they're looking for to help make decisions on the national level.
Okay. And so you mentioned, bringing that perspective from Minot and from the greater North Dakota, this part of the country. Is there anything in particular, any certain influence that you bring from kind of from an agricultural standpoint, or just a rural state?
Absolutely. Ag is extremely important. As part of our reporting process, the Federal Reserve pays very close attention to what's happening in the ag industry, the oil industry, and really every industry that we represent in North Dakota is important to bring the updated information so that we have timely information to make decisions regarding the economy.
Okay. What else do we need to know about what you do and what the Federal Reserve is up to?
Well, let's see. I should maybe tell you, we do have 3 classes of directors, and that was interesting to me because, as I was coming on the board, I wasn't really aware of what the 3 classes of directors were. But the Class B and C directors represent the public, and the Class A director, which is what I am, represents the banking community. So just a little background on what the difference is to the 3 classes of directors. And there is 9 directors on the Federal Reserve Board for the 9th District.
Yes, I forgot to ask you about that. I noticed the Minot Daily News article had mentioned that you're a Class A director.
Yes, so that is the difference with those.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What's next for you? 39 years, Brenda.
Yes, I know.
Amazing.
I know, like I said, when I say it out loud, it just really takes me back. But, I just have been very passionate about banking. I've just had a great opportunity as a banker. I've raised a family. My husband and I have 2 children. I've always been able to be their room mom, attend their sporting events and still have a career. And I just can't say enough about our organization and how supportive they have always been of family. And we continue that today, because if you're happy in your home life, you're a very good and valuable, productive employee. So, I would say going forward, our bank has just gone through an acquisition. So we're expanding our footprint. And so we'll continue to be busy well into the future. And we're just honored to be able to expand our footprint for our customers so that as they are very mobile, we have locations in other areas as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's graduation season. Students, high school, college students, would you encourage them to pursue careers in banking?
Oh, absolutely, I would. In high school, when I started this career, I did not realize I would be in it for 39 years, but it has just been such a rewarding career in so many ways. Like I said, I've met so many great people. I've been able to be very active in our community and active in our business. It's just, many times you think of a banking career and maybe initially you think of handling money, and certainly we do that, but there's so much more to it as well. It's the relationships that you create with your customer, the helping them realize their first dream of owning their first car, their first home, opening a new business, helping them be successful and grow their business. I just can't think of a better career. We have marketing positions, IT positions. It just goes on and on. And so we are a very proud partner with the universities and the communities we do business. And we do have internships available. And we always hope that we'll be able to encourage the high school and college students to become bankers of the future.
Wonderful.
So it's a great opportunity. And I would strongly recommend that to any high school or college graduate.
Great. I have a viewer question. Have you had to furlough or lay off any employees during this time at the bank?
We have not. We have some of our employees that are teleworking. We have some that are at home due to childcare or homeschooling situations, and we have not furloughed anyone, and we have not asked them to take sick leave or vacation, and we have continued to pay all of our staff. So we are very proud of that.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I don't see any other questions. Do you have any final just words of advice or encouragement for all of us during this time and kind of getting through what's next on the horizon of the pandemic?
Sure. And, the biggest challenge we probably have right now is trying to predict and project what the future looks like and when and how businesses reopen. There are more questions than answers, and the reassurance is that we're all in it together. We will get through the unprecedented time together. There's no textbook recommendation for this situation, but I am so proud of our team at First Western Bank and Trust. We have great employees, wonderful supportive board of directors. We've been able to personally answer all the calls coming into the bank. If customers want to talk to us about any situation, we are willing to listen and help them as we can. I just really want to thank my employer, First Western Bank and Trust, and the Hoven family for their support and encouragement throughout my career. As we all know, success comes with a great team working together, and I would not have the wonderful opportunities I've experienced throughout my career without the wonderful support of family, of friends, great coworkers, board of directors. I'm just honored each and every day to be part of this great organization in the state of North Dakota. So I really am very thankful for all of that.
Beautifully said. Well, I don't know if I said congratulations on 39 years. I mean, that is something to celebrate. And you mentioned you don't know, where that time went. Interestingly, I did not know that about you when I shared the words of wisdom for today, that the bad news is time flies, and the good news is that you're the pilot. And you have certainly spread your wings and had a great journey.
It has been a great journey, Marcy. And like I said, I'm just so blessed to have been on that journey with so many great people. So I'm happy to share that with everyone today and encourage you to be your best.
Fantastic. Brenda, thanks so much for your time and sharing your inspired woman story with us and all the viewers. I wish you well.
Thank you, Marcy, for the opportunity, and I wish you the best as well.
Thanks.
Yes.
Keep up with all the Inspired Woman conversations at inspiredwomanonline.com. Subscribe to the Inspired Woman YouTube channel or follow us on Facebook at Inspired Woman and on Instagram and Instagram TV at Inspired Woman by Marcy. We'll see you next time for another Inspired Woman conversation.